Hello guys, it's Jamie here again on this lovely, wet, horrible, grey day. Yeah, so hi guys, hope everyone is okay. Hope you're all having a good day, good evening, good night, whatever you're doing. You know, I'm not too good myself. I'll put the video on after this, but basically last night I was on my way back from my girlfriend's house, and somebody decided it'd be cool to try and run me off the road basically. I won't go too much into detail with what happened because you can just see for yourself, but the geezer was easily doing 80, 90 mile an hour. I mean, I was doing about 60 or 70, I can't really remember, but just to let you know what basically happened was I had overtaken a car, which you'll be able to see. I was in the right hand lane of the dual carriageway. I then went to indicate left to put myself in front of the car that I'd just overtaken, which again you guys can see. And what basically happened is I checked my my rear mirrors to see if there was anything behind me, and at that point there wasn't. It was just dark, so as I moved over the lane to come in front of the other guy, just before I started indicating, he sort of sped up, so I stayed in that lane, which then black Volkswagen Golf just sped past the right hand side of me and clipped my foot peg and my rear brake, basically smashed them into bits. I'll show you the video and then I'll attach some pictures, just so you guys can see basically what happened. Luckily I had my camera recording, so the incident was caught. Unfortunately, because it was night time and the speed he was going, the camera quality wasn't good enough to capture his reg, which is really unfortunate, because I contacted the police and they said if you can get his registration it would really help. And you guys can see, after reviewing the footage, you can't actually see his registration, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, here's the footage now of what happened and the aftermath of what happened. So yeah guys, that's what happened. As you can see, it was an extremely close call. I mean, if I was any further over to the right in the right hand lane and it came behind me like that, I would have more than likely been speaking to you guys either from a hospital bed or maybe even me haunting you while you're somehow watching the video I wouldn't been able to put up. But yeah, so I do count myself quite lucky really. Quick update, I have replaced the front foot peg, which doesn't close now properly, with the back one. Just simply taken that off, taken this old peg out and swapped them around basically. I'll show you, there's the old peg. As you can see, that's how bad it was. Ben, ignore the hacks, I was just getting a bit annoyed, so I tried to chop it off. But yeah, so the bolt sheared off there like that. It completely snapped forward and sheared off, so I just had to bend it out to get it out. So yeah, the lever's a bit wonky, but it's fixed-ish. The brake lever is still bent. It's bent here I haven't been able to get the bend out because it's just too tough. But what I've done, I've taken the lever off the actual brake thingy. Just instead of it sitting down there, I've turned it so it sits there, so it still functions properly as a brake. You can see it's can't really show you, but the brake line and wear limit is still where it should be. Like I said, just a bit of scuffage on the bodywork. It knocked my side mirror and just knocked that out of place, but apart from that it all still works fine. So yeah. So again, slacking a bit, haven't really got a topic for you guys, so I do apologise again. I don't so much have a topic, but I said in the last video I was going to try and get a little bit of a video out to you guys on the kit I use, like the camera, my mic, that sort of stuff. So I recorded a little something earlier on my iPhone as my GoPro was charging, so apologies for the quality and the shakiness, but yeah, I'll put that stuff in now for you guys. If you guys have got any questions, anything you want to know regarding the kit I use, anything like that, or any of the gear I wear, or anything, anything at all, don't be afraid just to drop a comment or drop me a message, and I'll try and answer it the best I can anyway. I do apologise about this shaky hand because I'm using my my iPhone to record this, but just for those of you that have been asking what equipment I have and use and stuff, I thought I'd do a quick update. So the gloves I have, which I've mentioned in one of my other videos, RST Blade gloves. They're the £70 or £80 ones. I got them from J&S Motorcycles in Digbeth in Birmingham City Centre. They're completely waterproof. They're really strong. They're really good gloves, just quite pricey. My jacket is also RST because I'm a bit of a fan of RST. I don't actually know which sort of model this one is, if that makes sense. It did say on the tag when I originally brought it, but I don't no longer have that. But all I know is that it was £140 reduced to £80. Again, I got that at J&S Motorcycles in Digbeth. But it's a really good jacket. It's like got a mesh lining. It's got quite a thin inner lining too, but it's really breathable. It doesn't keep you very warm, but I just wear a jumper or a jacket underneath anyway. But I think it's quite a smart jacket. I'll show you the back. And it's got bits all over because I've not long made toast. So yeah. This is my helmet. It's just a basic Frank Thomas helmet. Again, got it from J&S Motorcycles in Digbeth. It cost me £80, I believe. And all it really is, it's like a black matte colour, and it has this cool little like Terminator style visor that drops down, sun visor, which is quite handy when it's sunny, because you do get quite a bit of glare off these plastic clear visors. For those of you asking about my recording equipment that I use a GoPro Hero Silver 4. It cost me, I think, £270, I think, with a 64 gig micro SD card from Argos, which was a pretty good deal. This mounting case is just the original waterproof case that comes with the camera, but I had to drill a hole in the side and just carve out an area for this external microphone to plug in. Looks a bit shabby, and obviously the case isn't completely waterproof anymore, but I don't use it when it's extremely heavy rain anyway. If it's spitting it, it pretty much is watertight with just that there. It stops the water from getting in and damaging it. I record at 720 HD. I think it's super frame or something like that, the setting.
I record it on the wide angle lens anyway, because it just allows you to see more of the road anyway. The microphone I have for it, again, you'll have to excuse the bad camera angles and stuff. Just a cheap external microphone you can buy. That's it there. Cheap external microphone you buy off eBay, and this cost me about £2.60. I think it was really cheap. But you have to make sure that you buy a microphone that says that it's compatible with the correct camera, because you buy one that says it's compatible with GoPro and it doesn't work with the Hero 4 or any newer ones. It only works with like the Hero 3 and the older ones. So you have to make sure that it's compatible with the Hero 4 if that's the camera you've got. And cable management, really, I just run the cable loose down the side of the helmet. You guys probably have this on your helmets too, but I don't know if you do, but this section here can be unbuttoned, and I basically run the cable under there behind this padding. You can't see it, but there's the wire sort of, and then the wire just comes up through here, and I just use the clip that came with it just to clip it onto the windshield there of your helmet. It works really good, and you don't get much wind noise from it when you're riding, which is nice and handy. I take the bracket off, which leaves obviously the wire hanging loose, which I then just simply tuck back behind the padding there, like so. I don't have to unbutton it every time, I just sort of tuck it in there and it stays there. I'll leave the mic attached anyway because it's a bit tricky to untangle it all and stuff. So yeah, that's the equipment I use, the stuff I have.
So there you go, guys. Hopefully I can edit that part of the video together well enough, and hopefully the quality is fine and there's no problems with that. Yeah, so I hope that's enlightened you on some things. Like I said, if you've got any questions, anything you want to know, don't hesitate to drop me a message or leave a comment. But yeah, well, I'm gonna cut it off now because this traffic's due made in. It's rainy, it's horrible. I'm not in the best of moods, so yeah. But thank you guys for watching anyway. It's been a pleasure.